One more. Welcome to the National Stadium, and that's Waisale Serevi, the national captain. He'll open the account as far as the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens is concerned. 16 games on the schedule today, and Fiji open a Pool A against Papua New Guinea. That's the captain, is called the master. The maestro of sevens rugby as far as the world knows him. Fijian captain Waisale Serevi, hand up, ready to start action here at the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens, and there's the first whistle. Serevi will start play here at the National Stadium. A long kick from Serevi. We wait for Joe Tolip, the captain of Papua New Guinea, to throw it into the line. 25 seconds old, the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens. Held up high, over the top, Apolosi, Vili rather, not quite fast enough. Samu grabs it for Fiji, and this could be the first points coming here for Fiji, close to the line. Rambeni, and out it comes to Serevi. Serevi, a one-hand pass, a long one, Vunimbaka. Can he run around the Papua New Guinean outside him? Vunimbaka turns, caught, throws it back. Serevi over the top. Oh, that's a bad one on Serevi, and the referee says he knocked it. He's given a penalty to Fiji, a dangerous tackle on Waisale Serevi, and that really looked taking Serevi off his feet up high and dumped him. And the player called is Willie Arthur, the rover of the Papua New Guinea side. Sheru Rambeni, the new halfback for Fiji, ball in hand, will take the penalty. 10 meters out, Waisale. And he keeps the players guessing, gives it away finally. Satala now turns away, kept slightly open for him, and then now it opens in the huge hole. And Viliami Satala gets the first points of the 7th Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens here at the National Stadium, and Satala makes it 5-0. But it was Serevi, the master, who kept the players guessing. Then Viliami Satala, the gap slightly open for him. Then there it is. No good tackle on him, and Vili's first try of the tournament, Fiji's first try of the tournament, the defending champions, and that takes Fiji ahead now, 7-0 with Serevi's conversion successful. Serevi starts. Vili Satala gets a tip to it. Samu Saumaisue, Aparosa chasing for it, but it falls on the Papua New Guinean side. 5 inside, and Papua New Guinea's Tolip gets it, the captain, out from Noman Tokunai. Out wide it goes. Oh, lovely footsteps there from Papua New Guinea. They've shown Fiji a clean pair of heels. Can Serevi come in the cover defense? At the back it comes, and Papua New Guinea show good hands, but Seru Rambeni does the intercept, and the referee says pull them back. And a strong to Papua New Guinea, and Papua New Guinea catching the Fiji defense off guard. Coach Penny Van Draki has been talking about this Fiji defense all week. Is Papua New Guinea giving Fiji an early test? That's the front row. Samu Saumaisue, Vili Satala and Aparosa and Doni Vudu. The rest of the Fiji side, Rambeni at halfback, Serevi at playmaker, Rokini at rover, and Vunimbaka's on the wing. So Kawari Taut puts it in for Papua New Guinea, out wide quickly, Paul Joseph, and then Willie Arthur into the wing, Robert Nilkare. Willie Arthur now tries to tighten it up, ducks underneath the tackle. Good one from Papua New Guinea. Ball kick forward. It might just go too far for Papua New Guinea, and play to restart from the 22, and Waisale Serevi to call the shots for Fiji once again. So 7 points to nil, Fiji lead with 3 minutes and 44 gone. Fiji opt for a scrum from where the kick was taken. So Fiji's Seru Rambeni will feed it into the scrum. Rambeni in number 10 for Fiji. At the back there, hook for Rambeni. And Rambeni now quickly out. Waisele Sirevi just outside the 22. Bustling through it. Simoni Rokini flicks it up high, but it goes forward. Pull them back. And Papua New Guinea caught offside. So it will be Fiji with a penalty. A penalty and Seru Rambeni to take it for Fiji. Rambeni on that far terrace touchline side. That's the 10-meter mark inside the Fiji half, and a slight knock forward from Viliami Satala, but Papua New Guinea using hands on the ground. Aparosa, Satala, Sirevi now, 5 inside the Fiji half. Viliami Satala as Fiji try to open the Papua New Guinea defense. Marika Vunimbaka, infield goes Vunimbaka. Rambeni inside the Fiji half, Viliami Satala. Waisele Sirevi, he's got Doni Vudu outside him in a short one, and lovely play, flick around there from Samu to Sirevi. Satala shrugs off a tackle, gives it away. Samu Somaisue. Aparosa trying to rake it up there for Fiji, but picked up there by Tolip, the captain. Infield, he gives it to Papua New Guinea. Wiliafa, 12 inside the Fiji half. Noman Tokunai over the top. And a beauty, in it comes on the grandstand sideline, a reverse pass, good tackle on him there. And that time, Samu Somaisue with the tackle. Rokini, Vunimbaka, and Marika over the half, over the 10. He's not really putting on the speed that we know of Marika Vunimbaka. And Vunimbaka, an easy one, puts it down, takes Fiji ahead now 12 points to nil with 6 minutes on the clock for Marika Vunimbaka. Rokini made the break over the 10. Vunimbaka just looking at his men who was trying to shadow him inside, but the Papua New Guinean knew he couldn't take Vunimbaka, and Vunimbaka, his second try, Sirevi's got the conversion, so Fiji now, after 6 minutes, lead by 14 points to nil. Fiji with 2 converted tries so far as we wait for Sirevi to restart. Up over the top, Viliami chasing for it, and he gets a tip back. Samu Somoisue gets it and then motors away, has the referee to counter it. Simoni Rokini, good pass and a reverse into Rambeni, and Rambeni gets away from a tackle, and Rambeni gets his first try for Fiji, and Rambeni, his debut for Fiji here, and Rambeni gets his first, Fiji's third, with 7 minutes on the clock. The play created by Samu Somoisue, that reverse into Rokini, and Rokini's flick, beauty into Rambeni, and Rambeni now makes it 19 points to nil with Sirevi with a chance. Straight in front, he doesn't get the conversion, and that leaves at half-time Fiji with 3 tries, 2 converted by Waisele Sirevi. At half-time, Fiji lead Papua New Guinea by 19 points to nil. So welcome back for the second half of this Papua New Guinea-Fiji opening encounter of the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens, and Papua New Guinea will kick off. Paul Joseph, their playmaker, to restart play. A jab kick there, Aparosa, Viliame, and doubling around Aparosa, and Aparosa will show them a clean pair of heels, and Aparosa over the 22, and Aparosa will get Fiji's fourth try, the first as far as the second half is concerned, and Aparosa takes Fiji in the lead now, 24 points to nil, with play only 20 seconds old on the ground clock. So good run from Aparosa. Viliame Satala and Aparosa did it. A two-man show there for Fiji, and Aparosa never challenged. A good run, a straight run, a 55-meter run for Aparosa and Doni Vudu to the try line, and then the conversion from Waisele Serevi takes it Fiji 26, Papua New Guinea yet to find a score. So we wait for Serevi, the captain of Fiji, to restart play. A minute old in the second half. Fiji lead by 26 points to nil. Papua New Guinea get the tip this time. Paul Joseph inside his 22. Fiji penalized, and Papua New Guinea will come away with a penalty. 26 meters out, and an early injury worry to Papua New Guinea. In that tussle for that kick-off ball from Waisele Serevi, the Papua New Guinean clashed there with the Fiji forwards, and now attention there from physiotherapist Kathy Wong. There we see it. Oh, a late charge, more so on that Papua New Guinean player, and he's paying the price for it. It looks like they're calling for the stretcher. A heavy knock on him. And that's Nolind Wapin, the front row player. Looks like something is wrong with his shoulder, so he comes off. Nolind Wapin comes off, and in goes Pilikos of Papua New Guinea. First major injury worry as far as the international sevens goes here at the National Stadium. Nolind Wapin off, and Pilikos in. Papua New Guinea with a penalty. On towards the grandstand sideline come Papua New Guinea. Vunimbaka, a good tackle from Vunimbaka, but picked up there by Kevin Vitolo, and Vitolo stretches the Fiji defense. 4 outside the Fiji 22. The referee playing advantage. Knocked through by Papua New Guinea. A penalty to Fiji. Papua New Guinea didn't release it in the tackle. Fero Lasangavimbao. Waisele Serevi now. Marika Vunimbaka on the grandstand sideline. Simoni Rokini. Infield, Ferro can't go past that Papua New Guinean player. They dump him down to the ground. It was well after the ball had gone. Viliame Satala. Aparosa Doni Vudu turns away from 2-3 Papua New Guinea players. Out it comes now, Ferro. Fiji has got a lot of speed on the grandstand sideline. Nobody will be able to catch Ferro Lasagavimbao, and Ferro docks it down after 2.5 minutes. The 5th try for Fiji, and Ferro now makes it 31 points to nil. 2.5 minutes gone. Fiji lead by 31 points to nil. And as I say, the test for Fiji hasn't really come from this Papua New Guinean outfit. Fero Lasangavimbao, who's our top winger as far as the 15 scope goes. His try there. The 5th one for Fiji. 31 points to nil. Serevi's conversion swayed away as Serevi now prepares to kick off from the middle. Oh, a lovely kick from Waisele Serevi. Enough time for Vili to get underneath it, but not quite so. It's Papua New Guinea that bring it away. Just outside the Papua New Guinea 22. Nearly popped it forward and then finally driven over the grandstand sideline. It will be Fiji to throw it into the line, and Samu Somaisue will throw it into the line for Fiji. Lovely conditions here at the National Stadium in Lodala, and certainly the weather turning out beautifully. Viliami Satala, the other of our 15 stars in there, and helped by his cousin Apolosi as he takes it, turns around Viliami, through he goes, and Viliami, a lovely dummy, and the dummy bought there by Papua New Guinea, and Viliami gets his second try of the game, Fiji's sixth, and after 4 minutes, Fiji lead by 36 points to nil. There it is, Apolosi, Vili gets it, turns around on the 22, and the gap well and truly there for Viliami Satala. The final part, a dummy from Viliami, puts it down. Fiji up by 38 points to nil with the conversion over from Waisele Serevi. So 6 tries to Fiji. A hot day indeed here at the National Stadium as Serevi restarts play. Apolosi underneath it, and he gets the new kick for Fiji. Serevi off his toes, out it comes, Vunimbaka. Can't go through, and then finally he breaks through. His jersey pulled, and now he angles towards the corner. Papua New Guinea don't want to chase, and Vunimbaka, after 5 minutes, makes it now 41, or 38 becomes 43 points to nil. There it was, Serevi on the 10. Vunimbaka hesitated. Papua New Guinea player couldn't get him down, pulled his jersey. It went loose, and then Marika went through, made it easy for Waisele Serevi, who has slotted it in, and Fiji lead by 45 points to nil. A speed star indeed, Marika Vunimbaka. He has now logged 2 tries for Fiji. Fiji has got 7 on the board, and after 5 minutes and 45, lead by 45 points to nil. Papua New Guinea on that far end, dusting away and then driven over the far terrace touchline side. It will be Somaisue to throw it into the line for Fiji. So Papua New Guinea, no real opening for them. A couple of times they burst through the Fijian defense, but then they were caught and stopped short of the try line. So Samu Somaisue calling the shots now and will throw it into the line. Up high, and it stepped on the Fiji side. Pharaoh, Waisele Serevi, that's the 10-meter mark inside the Papua New Guinea half. Lovely double around there, and Bari is into the field of play, and then finally popped through by Fiji on the Papua New Guinea side. Advantage Papua New Guinea, little bit of fancy footwork there from Papua New Guinea. It runs away from Viliami Satala, turned away, and the referee brings them back, says no advantage taken by Papua New Guinea. Will take the knock forward by Fiji way back, midway inside the Papua New Guinea half. That's the full-time siren. Fiji lead by 45 points to nil, and Papua New Guinea's Kawari Tau, rather it's Willie Arthur who's going to play halfback from Rover's berth. Roll Joseph puts a long one through. Chasing for it is Vunimbaka and Vitolo, and the ball beats everyone over the grandstand sideline. Referee says carry on playing. Certainly this is for the injury time, that the time was stopped when Nolind Wopin was on the ground and when he was taken off. So we wait for Somaisue to fit it in as Fiji lead by 45 points to nil into injury time here in the first game of the 7th Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens. Up high, Apolosi gets it and is taken in a dangerous tackle down, and the referee close to it gives a penalty to Fiji, wants to have a word with the Papua New Guinean player. That's Pilikos. Pilikos called by the referee. Serevi wants to get to hear what the referee says to him, as Serevi now waiting for it just a meter inside the 22. Fiji swing it now. Samu Somaisue runs straight and in through the gap goes Samu Somaisue. Caught and he passes to the wrong man. Papua New Guinea with possession now. Willie Arthur. Quickly out it comes now into Lek. Held now. That's the 10-meter mark inside the Fiji half. And the referee blows it up and says it's all over after 2 minutes of injury time. It's Fiji that locks the first win of the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens. Fiji, after leading by 19-0 at halftime, in the end, Fiji beat Papua New Guinea 45 points to nil. So we see Fiji starting the second round of games here in the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens, and Fiji is certainly the highest scorer after the first round of games, 45 points to their tally. The second highest, Australian Fijians 42, as Sirevi with a jab kick straight inside the Tongan 22. Tonga run away from it midway inside the Tongan half. Fiji has got a similar lineup as the first game, but Apolosi is in place of Aparosa at props. The rest remain the same as Tonga, controlling at the back and lifted there by Tevita Latu, held by Viliami Satala. Fiji caught offside, a penalty to Tonga. Tonga bring it away, and a good one from Viliami Masi right on the 10-meter mark on the Tongan half that is there. Tonga well laid back, and quickly Latu into Fekitoa. Good tackle on him by the Fijians. Held and ball not released. Fiji with a penalty quickly taken there, and well played by Fero Lasangavimbao, quickly done, and a change of direction and the pace there in the Fiji team, and Viliami Satala has gone in to score underneath the crossbar, and the try takes Fiji 5 points to nil in front of Tonga. Fero Lasangavimbao did the damage. There he is. Good run in between the two Tongan players. Cut out wide to Waisele Sirevi on the 22-meter mark. A reverse pass to a stream forwarding Viliami Satala. And Satala with the try. Sirevi has converted. Takes it on to Fiji 7, Tonga 0. Sirevi out to Fero Lasangavimbao. The Fiji side, lot of pace on the shoulders and on the feet. Viliami Satala. Good tackle there by the Tongans. They say when two LN teams meet, that's when you see the crunch. We wait for Tonga to throw it into the line now. Aiti Fuhala. That's a 22 and a fencing sort of a throw in there. The referee not happy with it and says, give it to Fiji, a scrum feed right on the 22. So it will be Fero Lasangavimbao to fit it into the scrum rather for Fiji, right on the Tongan 22. Fero in and gets it away. Waisele Sirevi, oh, his hands got glue on it or something. Simoni Rokini out wide, he gives it, and then pumped forward there on that far side by Apolosi, and a scrum to Tonga. Apolosi calling on his players to keep on going. He made a mistake. Certainly there'll be amends for it with 3 minutes on the clock. 7 points to nil in Fiji's favour. Sirevi now moves in at half-back as Tevita Latu flicks it away and kicked away by Tonga. Marika Vunimbaka back chasing for it, and he does well to keep it in the field of play. He's got Maestro Sirevi in support. Sirevi over the top. But the kick taken away there by Ituate Tuipolotu, and then flicked away by Vunimbaka. Another flick, Samu Somaisue, midway inside the Fiji half. Vili Satala turns away, nearly got through, got caught. Support of Samu Somaisue. He tries to straighten it up. Marika Vunimbaka now over the top into Waisale Serevi, and Fiji has got acres of space in front of Waisale Serevi. Serevi turns away, ducks just a little to evade a tackle. He's got Samu Somaisue in support, and Samu Somaisue will go in to score underneath the crossbar. And Fiji, after 4 minutes of play, has got the scoreboard burning. 12 points to nil in favour of Fiji. We'll just watch how Waisale Serevi did it. He's the real master. And there we see Waisale Serevi as he went through, jinking left and right, a little duck, a pass away, made his men in the clear. Nothing to do but just run clear to score. And Serevi now with the conversion, 14 points to nil. Fiji certainly will take their place tomorrow in the Tambua quarter-final. No doubt about that with the sort of display they're showing over here. Serevi lifts a high one up. Out it comes. And Samu Somaisue, Pharaoh played for the Tongans in the 97 World Cup when they won the plate, as Marika Vunimbaka shows them the clean pair of hills, and Marika gets the try in the corner, and Marika now makes it 19 points to nil. What can you say about this Fiji team? Everybody is turning on the magic as Fiji is playing on. In the first game, they had a bit of a difficulty trying to get through, but there, look at Pharaoh getting caught by two players, managed to slip his pass to Rokini, out to Marika Vunimbaka, and Vunimbaka, tons of pace. Marika got Fiji's third try, and Serevi, not successful with the conversion, leaves it Fiji 19, Tonga nil, 6 minutes gone in the first half. Waisale. Oh, lovely take there from Apolosi Satala, and Apolosi now motors away right on the 22-meter mark. The pass from Samu Somaisue to Apolosi went forward, but Apolosi, the tall, lanky Namoli villager, it looked so nice as he went in the air to flick that on the Fijian side. Tonga in from Tevita Latu, lifts it up, and Serevi underneath waiting for it, and he knocks it forward as he took that one. In from Pharaoh Lasakavimbao, and Pharaoh gets it away into Simone Rokini, out to Marika Vunimbaka. Can he straighten his run on the grandstand sideline? Marika turns away, caught by the Tongans, but stepped out. A throw into the line it will be for Tonga. Will the referee take that? He says it's enough. We've seen 7 minutes of play in the first half, and Fiji leads at halftime with 3 tries, 19 points to nil.
Cheers.
Tonga to kick off the second half. Fijian captain Waisile Serevi in charge as Tonga kicks off. On the grandstand sideline, Apolosi, Fero Lasakavimbao inside the Fiji 22. Serevi does it so quick, and the bounce is favourable for Serevi. Serevi now shows that he's a speed star also. He's got Billy in support, and Billy knocks it forward after Serevi had done so much of the hard work. But Viliami Satala, the pass, he couldn't take that, and a knock forward, a scrum for Tonga. Serevi on that occasion showed the master he is. Tonga to fit it in. Tevita Latu. And at the back quickly now, Alofaki has gone in place of Latu at half back, and quickly coming through there is Eji Fuhala. Gets it out. Over the 10 in the Fiji half is Samani Siale. Taken in a good tackle over the 22, and the tackler there was Viliami Satala, very strong, and Satala taking his opposite Samani Siale over the grandstand sideline for a throw into the line to Fiji. Samuela Samoisue to throw it in. So Samoisue, that's the lanky Apolosi Satala, the two cousins jumping for Fiji, and Vili gets the help from Apolosi Fero. Waisele Serevi. Double around Fero, caught by the Tongans, 3 Tongans on Fero. Rokini playing at halfback, trying to sniffle it away, and the referee says he penalises Fiji, a Tongan penalty right in front. 19 points to nil. 2 minutes into the second half. Tonga trying to go through. Apolosi grabs them down. Rokini tries a kick through, can't get it away. Samani, ball loose. Tonga managed to pick it up. Fero comes in, tries to get it, but knocks it forward. The referee calls them back, says come back and take the scrum. It will be Tonga to fit it in. Alofaki will fit it into the scrum. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Fiji lead by 19 points to nil. No scores in the second half. All 19 came in the first half, with Fiji's 3 tries and 2 conversions to Waisele Serevi. So Alofaki gets it away, and out wide to Vaitaki, in to Langi. Held their ball on the Tongan side. Viliami Masi quickly gets it out onto the grandstand sideline, inside the 22, Samani Siale, and is met with a crunching tackle from Viliami Satala. Tonga now knock it forward. Samu Somaisue tidies it up for Fiji. Waisele Serevi over the top for Marika Vunimbaka. Marika now puts on the accelerator over his own 22, turns away. Can he go past Fekitoa? Held there on that far side, picked up there by Alofaki of Tonga. On the terrace touchline side, trying to go forward. On his knees, down, Fiji tussling away. Serevi, a lovely duck underneath the tackle, and then his goose step worked, but his second duck underneath the tackle didn't, and Serevi taken in the tackle. Certainly the crowd loving every bit. Serevi, the captain of the Fiji side, there he ducked underneath the tackle, a goose step which worked for him, but then Fekitoa took Serevi out over the far terrace side. Throw in and taken by Alofaki of Tonga, held, trying to break the Fijian defense quickly. Alofaki once again inside the Fiji 22. Tonga tried to straighten it up, and a good run from Viliami Masi. 8 meters outside the Fiji try line, and the referee says knocked forward by Tonga, a scrum to Fiji, and Fiji can take a chance here to breathe away from their defensive zone. So Tonga now bind up front. Masi, Siale and Fuhala as we wait for Fero Lasagavimbao to fit it in. Fero in, out, and quickly gets it away to Serevi. Simoni Rokini. Oh, that was a good one as Serevi came for the double around. Marika Vunimbaka comes away. Over the 22 comes Marika, and puts on the accelerator now, says, come to Tongan, can you catch me? And Marika goes along the trim lines right through, and Marika gets the try. Marika makes it now 24 points to nil. He started slow, and when he got going, Marika Vunimbaka, no stopping for him. There we watch it once again. Look at Serevi, the fool around for the Tongans, says Rokini. put all his effort to get his pass away to Marika Vunimbaka. Vunimbaka came slowly, saw the Tongan coming and shadowing at him, and then Marika put on the accelerator, and Puhala, the hooker of Tonga, nowhere near Marika, and Marika with the first try in the second half for Fiji, and Marika makes it 24-0. Sirevi misses the conversion. So Marika certainly cannot be crossed off the list to Hong Kong. He's a certain member of this Fiji side to Hong Kong. Sirevi also the captain as he kicks off. Aparosa takes it and the referee says free kick Tonga. Sirevi's kick didn't go 10. Aparosa, the new man in the field in number 3, in place of Apolosi, as Tonga drive forward. Makineti Langi still going forward and tussling away is Seru Rambeni, who's come in the field also. The ball off the chest of the Tongan, kick over the top. Viliame Satala has it covered, and Satala just shadowing it, not letting the Tongan reach it, and Fiji wins a line-out throw-in. So that's the position of the line-out, the Fiji corner flag on the right-hand corner, as we wait for Samu Somaisue to throw it in. Watch for Vili Satala in the front and Aparosa and Doni Vudu at the back. Aparosa help to Vili. Vili gets a 2-hand take. He was a bit hesitant there, but managed to get his pass away. Aparosa, a lovely weave of his body. Aparosa and then Samu Somaisue. Viliame Satala over the 22. Viliame Satala puts Fiji on the go now. Samu Somaisue gets it, gives his pass away to Manasambari, and this will be Manasambari's first chance to show his speed. He's shadowed there by the Tongan, but Barry will go in, and Barry, right on the stroke of full time, his smile stretching from one end to the other as far as Tabua and Vadukaula is concerned, and the Tabua villager Manasambari, his first try of this tournament, a good run, 29 points to 0. There it is. Vili made the break. Samu came in with the help, and Somaisue linked across with Manasambari. Manasa not as fast as in previous years that we've seen Manasa, but Manasa ran through and Manasa went out wide, beating the Tongan. The conversion not successful. The try scored by Manasambari, and Fiji, the conversion was successful rather. Conversion successful from Waisale Sirevi. So at the end, Fiji, after leading by 19-0 at half-time, in the end, Fiji hammered Tonga 31 points to 0. Fiji chalking their second victory of the International Sevens tournament win. Welcome to the National Stadium, and this is the crunch time where it's sudden death starting, and Fiji's skipper Waisale Sirevi ready to put things in motion. The first Tambua quarterfinal, Fiji against South Africa. A long kick from Sirevi. Roger Smith inside his 22. A crunching tackle there from Fiji. Ball lost forward, gathered by Marika Vunimbaka. Sirevi past the 10, and Sirevi puts a little kick. He was obstructed, but South Africa gather. And South Africa knocked forward. The referee rightfully calling there and giving the scrum to Fiji. Scrum to Fiji, and to fit it in for Fiji will be none other than Fero Lasakavimbau, who's taken his place in the starting lineup at the half-back spur. So Fero on the heels of the Fijian players, the 22 in the South African half, and Fero loses it, taken away by Fowry. A long kick, but he was grounded by Rokini. The chase is on for South Africans against Waisale Sirevi. 3 now, and Sirevi a scoop back, a little goose step, but Sirevi can't go away. It will be a 5-meter scrum. Sirevi did well under pressure, no doubt about that. Fiji against South Africa, the first of the main competition quarterfinals, as we wait now and wait for Fowry to fit it into the scrum. a loss here for any team will see them say goodbye to the competition and become as spectators from the stands. A good tussle in the front. South Africa really turning it out now after a very slow start yesterday. So Fowey to fit it into the scrum. And in it goes, 5 meters away from the Fiji try line. Fowey gets it. It's a bit difficult. Viliami Satala scoops it up. And there's Samu Sirevi, and a long one. Vunimbaka, can he get his move away? He manages to flick it backwards, picked up by Simoni Rokini, and on to Samu Saumaisue. He juggles it fingertip to fingertip and then throws it out wide for Fero Lasangavimbao. Lasangavimbao turns. He's over the halfway mark. Fowey's after Lasangavimbao, but he won't be able to catch the speed star Fiji. And Fero Lasangavimbao open scoring in front of the twisty sign on that far end. And Fero Lasangavimbao, a brilliant run, and Fero open scoring in the 3rd minute of play. There it was. Vunimbaka managed to keep it on his own side. Rokini tried to straighten it up, and then Samu Saumaisue nearly lost it forward, but then it was Fero who managed to pick it up, backpedaled, and then away went Fero Lasangavimbao. Fowey went in for the challenge, but just managed to keep him out wide. That's all. Nothing more. Fiji leading by 5 points to 0. So Waisale Sirevi to restart play for Fiji. Sirevi up high, Apolosi after it, shades his eye from the sun, and South Africa drop it forward, but picked up by Rokini. Advantage Fiji, Viliami rather, on the 22 in the South African half, loses it forward. It's advantage South Africa now. Fiji managed to turn it on their side. The referee says come back and take the scrum. The scrum for the knock-on by Fiji, and a scrum to South Africa. That's the South African front line. Stridom, Roger Smith and John Gallage, as it's Fowey that fades it in. And it comes out on the Fijian side. Sirevi, a lovely dummy. And here's Sirevi, a cheeky smile from Sirevi. He puts it down. The skipper of Fiji, the maestro, shows his style. And at halfback that time, Sirevi, easily done. Puts it over, and Fiji now in the lead by 12 points to 0. There we see Sirevi at the back on the 22. A lovely dummy, and Fowey bought it easily. Sirevi through, and Fiji lead 12-0 with 5 minutes gone in the first half. Sirevi restarts a long one across on that far side, and the sun hitting right into the player sides. It's a bit difficult, and Fero Lasangavimbao hits it forward. It's like a very well-oiled machine. Certainly Fero makes it 17-0. It was class in every angle there for Fiji. Rokini putting on the pressure, and then Fero with a little toe ahead and a lovely pickup and dive. Fero Lasangavimbao, our number 1 winger as far as 15s goes, now showing his skills at halfback in 7s, and Sirevi puts it over, and Fiji lead 19-0, 5.5 minutes gone. Fijian coach Penny Vendreaki must be happy. Sirevi lifts a high one up, and it's a little bit too far, but it bounces on the Fijian side. Lasangavimbao, Rokini, a one-hand take, and then he finds Sirevi 10 meters inside the African half. Viliami Satala, he gets pulled down by his jersey. And over the top, Samu Saumaisue, a free kick to a penalty to South Africa. Taken away by South Africa, and Chris Kruger goes forward, loses it in the tackle, and Fiji, they're playing advantage, and Fiji has got it. Waisale Sirevi, watch out for the danger, and there's Sirevi over the 10. He's got one man to beat. Infield, he gives it to Samu Saumaisue. Has Saumaisue got the legs? He's got men outside though, and infield, he gives it to Satala, and Satala will stretch them towards the corner, and here was Sirevi at the end of it all. He was, and then he tiptoes infield to make the kick easier for him. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done by Waisele Sirevi. The hard work done by Samu Somaisue. Didn't have the speed to go all the way. Satala turned and stretched them towards the corner, and then when he got caught, it was just like a simple handover, and Sirevi threw. They still wanted to go infield, and their tiptoe saved it in, and Fiji at half-time leading by 24 points to 0. So it'll be South Africa which will kick off the second half of this first Tambua competition quarter-final, or the main competition quarter-final. It's known as the Tambua here in Fiji. Chris Kruger. It won't go 10. Fiji. Free kick. Sirevi. And there's the gap, little one, and through into Samu Maisue, and out wide, Apolosi Samala, and Apolosi will go in to score the try, and nicely done by Fiji. Sirevi, Samu Maisue lurking and making it straight, and as he got caught, support of Apolosi Satala. The key word is support here in the Fiji side, and there's Sirevi in through the gap. Jersey pulled, Samu was there for the support, and then when he got caught, Apolosi Satala, and Apolosi goes in to score. Sirevi misses the conversion. Apolosi with the try. Fiji leads by 31 points. Half-time they changed around 26-0 in Fiji's favour, and now it's 31 points to 0. Fiji lead South Africa in the first of the main competition quarter-final. South Africa can have a shower, pack up after this game and sit in the stands, watch the rest of the tournament as Strydom pushes it on his side. Smith, difficult there. Inside the 22 for Chris Kruger. Thrown wild. Strydom picks it up. This will be dangerous. And Apolosi Satala just motors him over the dead ball line. A 5-meter scrum. Fiji to feed it in. Engage there, the two sets of forwards, and holding on, and soccer by Ferro and Sirevi, and Ferro goes right around the huge gap in front, and Ferro will go in, and Ferro scores the try, makes it 36 points to 0, 2 minutes in the second half. The master, Waisele Sirevi. Excellent play. Ferro played soccer with it. Sirevi never let them go. And as Ferro came right around, Sirevi kept his opposite, Wayne Munn guessing. And then Munn backwards to chase for Ferro Lasakavimbao. The try, 36-0 Fiji lead. Sirevi can't find his mark, and that leaves Fiji leading 36 points to 0. All the reserve players in the Fiji side get a chance to run now. Apulosan, Dauribudu, Manasambari and Seru Rambeni in, with Vendriaki, the coach, knowing Fiji is safely into the semi-finals, and there's it, the first one for Manasambari, but he couldn't take it, and kicked through there by Wayne Munn of South Africa over the far terrace touchline side. Fiji will throw it into the line, and to throw it in for Fiji will be Samuela Somaisu. Samu now, 12 meters inside Fijian half. Says on the it's the 10-meter mark. Somaisu pulling the codes out. Up high it comes, and Billy gets the touch. Rambeni going for it, and struck South Africa, not straight from Samu Somaisu, says the referee. In and quickly out from South Africa, Chris Kruger inside the South African half, and out it comes to Wayne Munn. Munn, a lovely double around, and South Africa on the grandstand sideline. It's Paul Cheo infield to Wayne Munn. Munn finds the gap in the Fijian armour. Ramadiga grabs him and pulls him heavily to the ground. Ball knocked forward. Fiji with the possession. Over the 10. He's got support from Benny, his fellow Lautoka player. But Viliami Satala goes all the way and puts it down. No doubt in my mind, Viliami Satala will be going to Hong Kong. 41 points to nil. The sort of style, the ruggedness and the toughness that Satala has shown. It's no doubt he'll be in the 10-member team to Hong Kong. There it was. Look at Satala. Away he went. South Africa nowhere near him. And the try is scored by Viliami Satala. Serevi failed to convert Billy's try. And it remains at 41 points to nil. A one-way traffic all the way. 5 minutes into the second half. 2 minutes to go. Expect some more tries in these 2 minutes. That's the captain, Waisale Serevi. Serevi left. Stridham gets the pound to it. Roger Smith now at the back into Fowry. Fowry to Chris Kruger. Kruger to the new man who's gone in, Grobler of South Africa. Along the line, Barry. Oh, he's a Tabua soccer player, and he played soccer with beautiful that time into Waisale Serevi. Serevi turns away from two South African players, Rambeni. Bari now over the 10, over the halfway mark. It's still Manasambari, and Bari turns away, gets caught, manages to slip it away. Rambeni in support. That's the 22 in the South African half. Manasambari once again, a long pass, Serevi. He did that wisely. Viliami Satala. 10 meters inside the South African half. Satala turns away, finds Aparosan Doni Vudu. Doni Vudu caught, lays it back for Satala. Right on the 22 in the African half. Aparosa plays good at halfback, and Manasambari has got Rambeni and he turns away from another South African. Made a mess of it, knocked through, and a scrum to South Africa. And quickly out Fowry of South Africa, and it comes. Are they playing the Fijian style here? Paul Treu now over the 10 into Roger Smith. Smith tries to break through. 7 minutes up on the ground clock. It's 41 points to nil. Marika Vunimbaka gets it, and Fiji penalized, finger pointed at Samuso Maisue. South Africa. Chris Kruger takes it. Stridham turns away. That was good. Aparosa puts him down. Ball left behind and kicked away. Advantage Fiji. No advantage taken. A penalty to Fiji. Rambeni. Serevi and Rambeni once again. Over the half, and Aparosa now for Fiji. Bit difficult. Daniel Grobler gets the kick through, but the fast man Vunimbaka is behind him, and it will go too far. The dive on there from Daniel Grobler. No need for that. And Fiji safely through to the semi-final, defeating South Africa by 41 points to nil after both teams turned around, with Waisale Serevi's men leading South Africa 26-0 at halftime. Welcome back to the National Stadium, and this is the crunch one. The main semi-final, the first one, Fiji versus New Zealand, and Waisale Serevi, the Fiji captain, with a little wave as he kicks off and kicks deep inside the New Zealand half. New Zealand at the back, Jared going, and he replies with a big one. Serevi well positioned at the back, sweeping for Fiji right on the 22-meter mark. As a Fijian captain, Waisale Serevi, a one-hand pass across wide to Samu Somaisue, and Somaisue knocked it forward, but it was a forward. pass from Sirevi. And a scrum to New Zealand. Scrum to New Zealand. Jared Going will feed it into the scrum. Sirevi, an early mistake. 45 seconds gone, going to feed it into the scrum. Against the defending champions, Fiji, New Zealand. And Goings, he couldn't take that one. And out it comes into Simone Rocchini from Fero. Rocchini in through the middle he goes. And a penalty to Fiji. High tackle there from New Zealand as Rocchini takes it. Apolosi, Satala, Waisale, Sirevi, and Sirevi, a little hesitation, and in comes Rocchini, back to Sirevi, Sirevi over the 10, and Kyle Tenana does well to intercept that one, but all killed there by Fiji with that good tackle. Never let Tenana get out. Out it goes on the wing into Todd Blythe. Blythe puts the kick in front, and is in front of Vunimbaka. Another kick. There's the chase between Vunimbaka and Blythe, and Vunimbaka is faster, but the ball over the dead ball line, and Sirevi has to retrieve it from the back. Start from the 22. Fijian skipper Waisale Sirevi. So it's going to be back where the kick was taken from. The referee thought that Vunimbaka took it to the back, but no, he didn't touch it at all. So it's scrum from where Blythe took that kick, and Pero Lasangavimbao to feed it in. So my head sticking out there, so in again. A penalty to New Zealand for against Apolosi Satala on this side of the scrum, and they call in Steinmetz to call the shots for New Zealand. 2.5 minutes gone, Fiji 0, New Zealand 0 in the first semi-final of the main competition. And Steinmetz clears it and clears it over the far terrace side. A meter inside the Fijian 22. So Matua Parkinson to throw it into the line, shading his eyes from the sun that's beaming upon us here at the National Stadium. Kind weather, beautiful conditions, and a big game in front of us, Fiji and New Zealand, and Blythe turns away from Vunimbaka, but Rocchini, the tough nut of the Fiji side, brings him down. Advantage Fiji as New Zealand lost it forward. Apolosi comes in now, playing at half-back, looks at his options. He's got Vunimbaka outside and Sirevi infield. Opts for Sirevi. And Sirevi, a little step in, gets scored. This could be dangerous. And a penalty to Fiji, New Zealand going over the top. 4 minutes of play gone. It's still 0-0. And New Zealand, a second string team, really taking it on this Fijian side. Sirevi clears, and Sirevi's cleared it over the halfway mark here on the grandstand side. So Sirevi, can you bring some life in this Fiji team? 4 minutes gone. New Zealand has been playing most of it. Samuso Maizue will throw it into this line. Satala is stretched out way back. Billy throws it, Samu throws it in. Apolosi gets a two-hand touch and into Fero, and Waisale turns away, ducks underneath the tackle, gives it away to Samuso Maizue. Samuso Maizue on the grandstand sideline, back to Sirevi on the 10-meter mark inside the Fiji half, Billy to Rocchini. Rocchini gives it out wide, and Vunimbaka can't get his hands on it, and that is not like Vunimbaka. Then finally he manages to pick it up on the second occasion. Carl Tenana coming across, and Tenana is too slow for the Fijian speedster Marika Vunimbaka, and Vunimbaka gets the first points of the semi-final, and Fiji go up now by 5 points to 0. It's taken them also 5 minutes to open scoring in this game. There we see Vunimbaka lost it, and then he picked it up, turned away from Steinmetz and another New Zealander, and through went Vunimbaka. Tenana not fast enough, and Fiji lead by 5 points to 0. Sirevi's kick just scrapes in, and now Fiji leading New Zealand by 7-0 with 5.5 minutes gone. So Sirevi will kick off Fiji once again from the middle. As Fiji now on the board will certainly give them a boost. Up high and dumped to the ground. Satala and Fiji penalized, going over the top to get that one. And, New Zealand with a penalty right on the 22-meter mark, and Steinmetz to take it for New Zealand. Steinmetz with ball in hand and drives a meter inside the 10 in the New Zealand half from Paul Steinmetz. So 6.5 minutes gone, the first semi-final of the main competition, which is the Tambua competition here in the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens, and Matua Parkinson to throw it into the line. 7-0, Fiji lead. Up high it comes, and it's stepped from the Fiji side. Apolosi Satala, Sirevi does well, pulls it in field once again, gets scored, and it spills on the New Zealand side. New Zealand over the top, Jared going. At the back there is going, just missed that one. And it's knocked through by New Zealand. Fiji with the advantage. Ferro gives it to Rokini. Rokini to Waisele Sirevi. Sirevi caught, tries to go forward himself. The referee says we'll come back and take the knock-on from New Zealand. The knock-on there from New Zealand, and a scrum feed to Fiji. A scrum feed to Fiji. Fiji's front row of Sambu Somwaisue and the two Satala cousins of Apolosi and Viliame. Ferro feeds it in for Fiji. The half-time hoot is gone, and Ferro turns away. He spotted the gap, links up with Waisele Sirevi. Back it comes to Ferro. Ferro caught, gets his pass away, but to the wrong man, Carl Tenana. Tenana puts it over the top. At the back is Apolosi Satala and Bunimbaka. And Bunimbaka taken away with ball in front. And the referee says he's penalized Paul Steinmetz, or was it Todd Clive? And Fiji take the penalty quickly in stoppage time. Rokini turns away, a reverse into Viliame. Satala shrugs off for a New Zealand tackle over the 10, over the halfway mark. He gives it in, Ferro can't pick it up, and he knocks it forward. That will bring half-time here in this first main semi-final, and Ferro, unfortunate for him, Fiji leading by 7-0 at half-time here in the first Tambua semi-final. Welcome back for the second half, and a Fijian drafted in the New Zealand side now. That's John Angeo, and the kick taken by Steinmetz of New Zealand. Ferro Lasangavimbao into Waisele Sirevi, and Sirevi throws it on the ground. It's tidied up by Ferro, but not quite so. Somoisue in support along with Apolosi Satala, and the referee penalizes Fiji. A finger pointed at Lasagavimbao as Jared Going takes it quickly, and a head-high tackle there from Apolosi. Fiji not 10 behind, another 10 to New Zealand. So New Zealand with the penalty, and to take the penalty is Jared Going as Apolosi Satala being spoken to. And what has he told Apolosi? Go 10 meters behind. That's simply what he has told. And Jared Going quickly in, and Steinmetz pops it forward, picked up by Apolosi. Sirevi just in front of the Fijian try line, gets it away now into Satala. Out wide it came into Ferro Lasagavimbao. Lasagavimbao over the 22, and Lasagavimbao, he's going to score an end-to-end try if he can beat Kaltenana. He puts a kick along the ground, and it beat everyone over the grandstand sideline. And Ferro Lasagavimbao shadowed by Carl Tenana, and as Ferro put the kick along the ground, Ferro not happy with himself. And Ferro off near the corner flag. Matua Parkinson will throw it into the line. Fiji, short at the moment. Is Ferro going to go in, or Rambeni is going in? So Matua Parkinson throws it in, taken in the front there by Craig de Goldie, and Fiji penalized in that line out, and New Zealand with a penalty. 2 minutes gone, Fiji lead by 7-0, and New Zealand really taking the game onto this Fijian side. Kick over the top, and out over the grandstand sideline. As we wait now for Parkinson to throw it into the line. So Ferro is back on, and Ferro takes his position at halfback, standing in at playmaker at this moment. Up high it goes, and Satala couldn't take that one, and knocked through by Steinmetz, and that will give Fiji possession just inside the 22. Ball on the New Zealand side, and referee says, come back, take the scrum. Scrum to go down. Right on the 22-meter mark, and we have Ferro to feed it into the scrum. 3 minutes. 7 points to nil, and Ferro just along the ground to Waisile Sirevi, enough time, and a decoy run by Simone Rokini, and Marika Vunimbaka against John Angio on that side. Marika throws a wild one, Rokini having to go in and push it out, and that saved Fiji any danger, and Simone Rokini, well in support there at the back, just pushed it out for a line-out throw-in to New Zealand's Matua Parkinson. Matua throws it in, and a long one infield. He throws it as New Zealand try to open it up on the grandstand sideline. Coming through the gap goes Jared Going, and Carlton Anna chasing now. Is he faster than Simone Rokini? Two Fijian players at the back. This shouldn't be a problem. And Aparosan Daunivudu turns away, gives it to Simone Rokini. Rokini gets a kick away, and he doesn't find touch. It's into Jared Going. Going gives it to Matua Parkinson. Fiji getting back into defense quickly. Parkinson evades the tackle from Marika Vunimbaka. Viliame Satala brings him down finally, and picked up by Marika Vunimbaka. And Vunimbaka running across. Tua Karena coming across to cut off Marika Vunimbaka, but Sirevi running infield, and Vunimbaka takes it and puts it in the corner. And Vunimbaka puts Fiji in the lead, further up front, 12 points to nil, with 4 minutes gone in the second half. And he's gathering all the gas that he can as he walks back slowly. There it was, New Zealand in possession, lost possession, and Matua laid it behind, but picked up by Vunimbaka. And that's an 80-meter run for Fijian speedster Marika Vunimbaka, always in support, Captain Waisile Sirevi. But Vunimbaka right at the corner flag, and the try there puts Fiji up by 12 points to nil. Sirevi's conversion, and 14 points to nil, and Sirevi now takes Fiji in a comfortable zone, I should say, with only 2 minutes of play remaining. 2 minutes to go, and Sirevi to restart. Little bounce, he calls out to Vili Satala, and lifts a high one up. Satala gets a tip to it, into Aparosan Daunivudu. Daunivudu infield to Seru Rambeni. Rambeni tries to run through the New Zealand defense, gives it to Aparosa, and Aparosa dives in to score the try. Aparosa and Daunivudu gets the try in after 5.5 minutes, making it Fiji 19, New Zealand nil, and the New Zealand defense opening up as Aparosa there into Rambeni. Rambeni ran straight in, committed 2 New Zealand players, very hard men to bring down, and when he had committed 2 or 3 New Zealanders, Aparosa just lurking outside, called for it. The pass came, and Aparosa with the try, Sirevi with the conversion. No, it just fell short. So it remains now, after 6 minutes, Fiji 19, New Zealand nil. Sirevi lacked the distance in that one. So Fiji leading by 19 points to nil, 1 minute remaining. Fiji, a certain Tambua finalist, taken by Craig Newby, is lifted off his legs, and he manages to get it back there to Going, fires the pass away to Tuha Karaina, into Carlton Anna. He turns away, and he turns away lovely from Simone Rokini. Links up with John Angio. Angio hasn't had any flesh in this game so far. And offside Fiji, a penalty to New Zealand. Time running out on New Zealand. This is the last piece of play for New Zealand. 10 seconds remaining. Taken by Jared Going. And he gives it to the wrong man. Viliame Satala gives it to Rambeni. Rambeni now, and he drops it, Rambeni. Advantage to New Zealand. And as the referee looks at his watch, he says, it's all over. New Zealand out. Fiji is into the final and they will defend this tournament once again. Fiji has defeated New Zealand by 19 points to nil. Welcome back to the National Stadium for the second semi-final in the main competition, and Samoa kicks off against Australian Fijians. Toa Samania, the men who kicked off. Elisa Saukuru on that far terrace side as the Australian Fijians. A long drive midway inside the Samoan half. Will it be a repeat of the Fiji International Sevens final between Fiji and Australian Fijians, or will it be a repeat of the Hong Kong final of last year, Fiji against Samoa? Samoa against the Australian Fijians, the winner to take on Fiji. So we wait for Elisa Saukuru to fit it into the scrum, and Saukuru waiting. As Fabito been spoken to by the referee, they engage once again. Saukuru in. And a penalty to Fiji. Samoa penalized. Offside. Elisa Saukuru with ball in hand to take the penalty for the Australian Fijians. A minute and a half gone. Tukai double around Saukuru, and Saukuru's got men outside. Raunge doesn't read. That ball goes back and picked away by Rongo. Rongo gives it away to Tukai Seru. Into Orisi Kunaleva. Kunaleva straightens it up now for the Australian Fijians. A reverse pass into Uluivunda. Uluivunda throws a wild one. Playing soccer with it was Saukuru, but Semo Sititi gathers for Samoa. Manages to get it away. Kick back on the Fijian side. Uluivunda and Seru Rongo now. He's got Raunge outside. Rongo runs and gives it to Raunge. Raunge slips to the ground, gives it to Seru Rongo. The opening not coming there for the Fijians. Then Tukai Seru puts it through in the clear, and Tukai will get the first try. The Australian Fijian skipper. And Tukai underneath the crossbar puts the Australian Fijians in the lead now by 5 points to nil. 2 minutes in the first half. Tukai Seru, a solo effort, and then he puts the conversion over 7 points to nil in favor of the Australian Fijians. Second semi-final of the Tambua competition, so Tukai now to restart play from the center. 3 minutes up on the clock. 7-0 the scoreline in favor of the Australian Fijians. A long high one, and Sila Vaifale up on the top, and Orisi Kunaleva, lovely bounce and a lovely pickup from Kunaleva. He bumps off a Samoan midway try line in 22 in the Samoan half as Saukuru gets it and flicks it out wide to Joe Somaisue. A crunching tackle on Somaisue, and the referee penalizes Samoa offside, and Australian Fijians get the penalty. Saukuru to take the penalty. We wait now, and Saukuru, as Saukuru turns and outputs the Samoans, and Saukuru with the try. That was individual brilliance from Elisa Saukuru, the Australian Fijians halfback, and he takes the Australian Fijians 12-0 in front. There's Saukuru, a little tap, waited for his chance, and a jinx out, and then through he went in the gap, and Saukuru made it 12-0. Tukai with the conversion, and Australia now lead the Samoans by 14 points to nil. 14 points to nil, 4 minutes gone, and Tukai Seru, the captain, will restart play from the center. So wait for Tukai Seru. And Tukai lifts a high one up. Sila Vaifale waiting for it down below, but Bruce Raunge gets it underneath Elisa Saukuru. Flicked away into Tukai Seru. Tukai Seru now into Rongo rather it was, and Rongo can't take it right on the halfway mark. Rongo now for the Australian Fijians, but the Fijians knocked it through. It will be a scrum to Samoa right on the halfway mark. 14 points to nil in favour of the Australian Fijians over Samoa, and a scrum right at the halfway mark. Samoa to fit it in, Sililoto to put it in for Samoa. Samoa in and out, Toa Samania. Samania runs straight through. He's got men outside, he turns away right on the 10-metre mark on the Australian Fijians half. Still Samania knocks it forward, and Australian Fijians going slow to get that one. Kuna Leather knows the advantages on their side, and a scrum to go down 2 metres outside the 10 in the Australian Fijians half, with 5 minutes up in the first half. The Fijians leading Samoa by 14 points to nil. Elisa Saukuru will feed it in for the Australian Fijians. In from Saukuru and flicked away back to Tukai. Into Seru Rongo, and Rongo gets into gear. A reverse pass into Joe Oloivunda. Oloivunda's in the clear now. Links up with Bruce Raunge, and Raunge running at the pace of the Samoan Fa'apito. Slows down, accelerates, and now he puts it down. And Bruce Raunge makes it Samoa 19 and Australian Fijians 19 and Samoa nil with that try in the 6th minute of play. Bruce Raunge, a national rep to the Commonwealth Games where Fiji lost to New Zealand in the final. There it was, Oloivunda, a good run, and then linking with Bruce Raunge. Bruce Raunge just looking at Fa'apito and deciding his pace of run. And Raunge's try takes the Australian Fijians 19-0 in front, with half-time looming. Tukai Seru with the conversion, and he misses it. So it remains at Australian Fijians 19, Samoa nil, half a minute of play left. Half a minute of play left, and Tukai will restart play from the middle. And Tukai lifts a high one up, goes out on the 4. A free kick to Samoa. The last bit of play as far as Samoa is concerned, with the half-time hooter born here. 7 minutes up for Samania. Sililoto, Samania out to Sila Vaifale, into Fa'apito. Fa'apito over the 10. He has to contend with Bruce Raunge. Raunge nips him down, pulls him to the ground. There was Elisa Saukuru also. Ball lost forward, and Samoa Sue takes it, and there's some punches being flown over there. Samoa against the Australian Fijians. Samoa Sue and Rongo in there, and the Samoans copped some heavy blows and kissed the floor. The referee in the middle there talking to the two sets of players. There we see it. It was Samoa Sue who took it. Sililoto went with a high attempt on him. The elbow from Samoa Sue, and then Samoa Sue, just like a boxer, left and a right. And there we see the Samoans down on the ground, and quickly the referee in the middle to separate the two sets of teams. The referee and the touch judge still talking. Let's see what action will take place here, with half-time already up here in the second semi-final between the Australian Fijians and Samoa. Australian Fijians leading by 19 points to nil. So he's penalised the Australian Fijians, and Samoa will take the penalty. Samoa to take the penalty, and the penalty to Semo Sititi. Sititi now. And Sititi will break the deadlock. Sititi will go in to score the try. And the Australian Fijians, the line being crossed there by Manu Samoan captain Semo Sititi. There he is. He points in the right direction where he wants to go. A little hesitation. The gap open for Sititi, and Sititi in through to get the try. But the Australian Fijians still leading by 19 points to 5. 19 points to 5. Half-time way long up on the clock, and it's outside from Samania. So at half-time here, with 2 minutes extra time. It's Australian Fijians leading Samoa by 19 points to 5. To kick off. Australian Fijians leading by 19 points to 5 over Samoa at the second semi-final. The winner here plays Fiji in the main final. Samoa caught, and Australian Fijians with the penalty, not releasing it there in that tackle, and a penalty to the Australian Fijians. Fa'apito was penalized. Tukai Siru will take it, and it looks like Tukai will look towards the corner flag on the terrace side. Yes, he does that. And he finds touch on that far terrace side. 6-7 meters inside the Samoan 22. Tukai has called his coats out already, and wait now for Orisi Kunalena to throw it into the line with Bruce Raunge jumping in the front, and at the back is So Maisue. So Maisue gives Bruce a lot of height. Kunalena there, and the referee says a scrum to Samoa, not straight in that line. Samoa will feed it into the scrum, and it will be Saito Sililoto to feed it into the scrum for Samoa, 6 meters inside the Samoan 22, and it goes there from Samoa, and quickly Samania now comes through a decoy run in the middle there by Onehunga, but the kick comes over the top, Anesi coming through. It's gathered here by Joe Oluibunda. Oluibunda right on the 10, slips it away, Seru Rongo, and Australian Fijians knocked it through. Scrum it will be to Samoa. In that scramble, the Fijians a slight knock-on, and Samoa will feed the scrum 2 minutes into the second half. The Fijians leading Samoa by 19 points to 5. We wait now for Sililoto to feed it in on the 10. Sililoto having difficulties but manages to slip it away to Toa Samania, and then a mess in the Samoan backline. Seru Rongo with a little toe ahead. Saukuru now taking the Samoan down. Still on the Samoan side, picked up there by Semusititi, the captain. Pops on the Australian Fijian side. Advantage to the Fijians. Saukuru with ball in hand, in through the gap he goes, looking for support into Oluibunda. Oluibunda gives it away to So Maisue, and So Maisue's momentum takes him through, and the try awarded to the Australian Fijians. Josateki So Maisue puts it down, and Fiji, the Australian Fijians, go up by 24 points to 5. Joe's other brother Samu plays for the Fiji side. There we see it, Saukuru in through the gap, his jersey pulled out to Oluibunda. Oluibunda in a tackle, slipping but getting his pass away, and Joe Saumaisue in that tackle. He was turned in the tackle as he put the ball down, and takes the Australian Fijians further in the lead, 24 points to 5 after 3 minutes of play. So we wait for Tukai Seru to try and add the extra points. 22 just in front of him. Tukai left it. It's looking good, and he's raised the flags, and that takes the Australian Fijians further in the lead, 26 points to 5. 26 points to 5. It seems we'll have a repeat of last year's international sevens final once again this year, where Fiji will take on the Australian Fijians. With 3 minutes remaining, Samoa has a steep hill to climb if they want to beat the Australian Fijians. Samoa now pick it up, and the referee says no, knock through Samoa, and Fiji with the put-in to the scrum. Semu Sititi asking the referee, was it me that knocked it through? And he's not satisfied with the referee's interpretation of that, and Saukuru will feed it in for the Fijians. Nevertheless, 4 minutes gone, just outside the Samoan 22. Elisa, difficulty in the front row, and a penalty to the Fijians. Samoa pulling down in the front row, and Tukai Seru will take a kick at goal. Well, it's all part of killing time, knowing that they have to save as much energy as they can for the big one, the final, and his kick goes out wide as Samoa put it down and try to bring it up quickly. Filippo Toala has gone into the field of play for Samoa. And Setiti now, the captain, kicks off into Tukai Seru. It goes, 5 minutes gone. Fiji, the Australian Fijians rather, lead by 26 points to 5 over Samoa. Tukai Seru, a long kick, angles his kick towards the corner on the grandstand sideline and finds touch half a meter outside the Samoan 22. Samoa will throw it into the line, and Semo Sititi, the captain, will throw it into this line. Five and a half minutes gone. We wait for Semo Sititi, and in it goes. Sililoto, the referee says no, not straight from Samoa, so take the scrum, Australian Fijians, to put it in. And interesting, like always, whenever New Zealand goes out, Gordon Tiggens stays on the sideline near the tracks and keeps a watch of the other teams and looking for talent and how the other teams play. As there goes fast Tukai Seru, and Tukai Seru plants it in the corner, and Tukai takes Australian Fijians further in the lead now. 26 becomes 31 points to 5 with only 1 minute remaining on the ground clock. There it was, outside the 22, the scrum. Elisa Sokuru timed it well for Tukai Seru, and the Samoan defense sitting way inside, and Sililoto couldn't come and cut off this fast man, the captain of the Australian Fijians, Tukai Seru, and Tukai makes it 31 points to 5. The conversion from Sokuru not there, and it remains at 31 points to 5 with 20 seconds remaining. Tukai, the captain, has done his part and is on the bench now. So Sokuru now to kick off as he takes the kicking duties over Tukai Seru. Long kick from Elisa Sokuru, and Bruce Raunge knocks it forward, and Samoa pick it up. The final hooter gone. Samoa certainly out of this championship as Bruce Raunge picks it up, and Raunge will have the last say. He puts it down and rolls over, and Bruce Raunge, the final nail in the Samoan coffin, makes it 36 points to 5. With play already over on the clock, there it was. Sititi pulled out even without the ball, and the referee letting it go on the Fijians with the try. Bruce Raunge, and Raunge's try takes Australian Fijians in the lead, 36 points to 5. So Samoa can go away, pick up and sit in the stands and watch the remaining finals as Sokuru lifts the flags and makes it now 38 points to 5. So the Australian Fijians are commanding victory, and they defeat Samoa in the second semi-final, 38 points to 5. Sad news for Fiji rugby fans. Marika Vunimbaka was taken in an ambulance to hospital just a while ago, and Marika doesn't feel anything in his limbs, one side of his hand and legs, so a blow as far as Fiji's campaign is concerned. John Angio is in his place. A crunch final, Fiji and the Australian Fijians. Orisi Kunaleva, Elisa Sokuru across white. It goes to Bruce Raunge over the top, and Sirevi there at the back for Fiji. Raunge gets it, and the kick through by Orisi Kunaleva. It's play on, says the referee, and Sirevi chasing with Kunaleva, and Sirevi faster to it, just kicks it over the dead ball line, and a 5-meter scrum, Australian Fijian. So early pressure on Fiji, and certainly the Fiji camp very unstable after learning the message about Marika Vunimbaka. So Vunimbaka in hospital, and if Fiji wins, this will certainly be a win dedicated to Marika Vunimbaka, who has put so much in this Fiji side. And we hope for the best for Marika to recover with 2 weeks remaining for the Hong Kong Sevens. So Elisa Sokuru to fit it in for the Australian Fijians. And Sirevi dumps Sokuru to the ground. The referee gives a penalty to the Australian Fijians. A grudge final, and Josateki Saumaisue goes forward. He's turned by the Fiji front row, and the referee brings them back and says the penalty again, all Fiji players to line up on the try line. So, taken this time by Sokuru, and he can't go through the solid Fiji defense. Well done, Samu Saumaisue, and the Australian Fijians scrambling for it on the ground, and Fiji with a penalty. This should give them a chance to get away from the danger zone. So he gives another 10 to... No, he doesn't. Says Fiji from the same place, and Serevi drives it into touch midway in the Fiji side on the terrace touchline end. Certainly, we wait now to see Samu to throw it into the line, midway inside the Fiji half on that far terrace side. Up high, and a tip there from Apolosi. Billy now turns it away into Ferro. Waisele Serevi over the 22-meter mark. Serevi gives it to Ferro. The gap opens. Ferro's right through. He's got Rocchini in support, and Ferro gives it to Rocchini, and Rocchini will go into score the try. 2 minutes and 45 seconds gone. The Fiji flag flying high certainly, and Simone Rocchini, the man who's pulled the strings for Fiji. 5 points to nil, 3 minutes into the game. There's Waisele Serevi. Ferro, a brilliant run from Ferro in through the gap over the halfway mark, and when he got caught by Seru Rongo, the Australian Fijian fast man, Rocchini in support, going untouched to score underneath the crossbar, and Serevi makes it 7 points to nil. So good start for Fiji, 3 minutes old, 7-0 ahead. And Serevi to restart now the final of the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens. Waisele lifts it up. A high one across on that far end, and well taken by Josateki Saumaisue, turned by Sokuru, changing direction, putting Seru Rongo in the run now, into Joe Oluivunda. Oluivunda evades a Simone Rocchini tackle, throws a pass on the grandstand sideline, and Seru not able to gather that one, and a scrum it will be to Fiji, midway inside the Fiji half. So midway inside the Fiji half, a scrum to Fiji, and Serevi and Ferro calling the shots. Certainly Ferro playing an instrumental role in this side. Scrum screws right around, and this will give a chance for Ferro to fit it in once again. Midway inside the Fiji half. Final of the Air Pacific Fiji International Sevens. The front row, Samu, Apolosi and Vili can't bind together well over there, and then Ferro and Serevi. Serevi decides to go himself, and a little one inside to Samu Saumaisue. He's got support outside, clings it on to Serevi. Serevi turns, and he's got caught now 10 inside the Australian Fijians half. Ferro gives it away into Apolosi Satala. Apolosi turns into Simone Rocchini. Rocchini knocks it forward, gathered by Tukai. Elisa Sokuru now drives Fiji way back inside the 22. Serevi going back to sweep for Fiji. Midway try line and 22 inside the Fiji half. And Serevi just lifts a high one and puts it out over the grandstand sideline, a meter outside the Fijian 22. Serevi really the mainstay of this Fijian side. And we wait now for Orisi Kunaleva to throw it into the line for the Australian Fijians. 5.5 into play, and Fiji leads the Australian counterparts by 7 points to nil. Orisi Kunaleva up high, and no challenge there on Raunge, and Sokuru out to Tukai Seru, and to Rongo. Rongo and Tukai doubles around, gives it out right to Oluivunda. Oluivunda comes in, flicks it out to Saumaisue. Saumaisue, good tackle there upon him, and ball still alive, quickly coming in, and taking off there is Tukai, and Tukai will go in to score the try, the captain of the Australian Fijians, and Tukai Seru makes it 7 points to 5 with 6 minutes of play gone. And Tukai pats the uprights, makes it 7 points all. So, 7 points all. And Tukai Siru there in through the gap. Samu Somaisui a bit too slow to get into Tukai, and Tukai straight in underneath the crossbar. His conversion, it's 7 points all now. Australian Fijians in Fiji with 7 minutes gone in the first half. Certainly, Marika Vunimbaka has left a big hole in the Fiji attack force, and Apolosi turns. Sirevi, a one-hand lovely take, turns away from a Australian Fijian. Over the 22 comes Sirevi, looking for support. Support arrives in form of Samu Somaisue. Over the halfway mark, Billy, a heavy tackle on him from Tukai Seru, and Billy loses it forward, and Sirevi kicks it away wildly, and the referee says knock on by Viliami Satala. The scrum to the Australian Fijians, the pressure well and truly on Fiji here as they defend the main competition. There Viliami Satala, a heavy tackle on him by Somaisue, and Sirevi needs to keep his cool. He is the mastermind in this Fiji attack. Elisa Saukuru gets it away into Rongo, and Rongo just near the 10-meter mark tries to go around John Angeo. Up a high one, and Ului Vunda taken in the tackle, and that will see a knock-on from Australian Fijians. 8 minutes gone, 7 points all. So we wait for the scrum to go down, and Feru Lasangavimba will feed it into the scrum for the Fijian side. 8 minutes and 20 into the first half. Final living up to expectations. Feru Raunge told to go back by the referee. Sirevi brings it. Simoni Rokini as Sirevi comes on the loop, and now outside is John Angeo. Ngeo, can he do something good for the Fiji side? He loses it backwards. It was in the tackle, and the referee says a slight knock-on by Fiji in there. Simoni Rokini, and a scrum to the Australian Fijians. A scrum to the Australian Fijians. 22-meter mark. 10 meters outside the Australian Fijians 22 is the hooker Orisi Kunaleva, with Josateki Somaisue opposing his brother Samu Somaisue. Elisa Saukuru in, and Saukuru picks it up and drives Fiji back. Sirevi has to get back quickly with the challenge coming from Elisa Saukuru deep inside the 22. 9 minutes gone as Sirevi turns away and ducks underneath the tackle, and Sirevi's clear, and Tukai waiting for Sirevi. There's 2-3 Fijian players in support, gives it into Feru Lasagavimbau, and Tukai Seru won't catch Feru Lasagavimbau. Feru underneath the crossbar, and certainly a chance for the supporters to cheer as Fiji makes it 12 points to 7. The try to halfback Feru Lasagavimbau. Look at the pickup from Sirevi, and then ducks underneath the tackle, and as he looked left, right, center, had Samu on one side, he picked the fast men, Feru Lasagavimbau infield, and Feru chased by Tukai, but Feru safely in. Sirevi puts it over, and Fiji leads the Australian Fijians by 14 points to 7 at halftime. 2 tries to Fiji, Simoni Rokini and Feru Lasagavimbau. Captain Waisele Sirevi with 2 conversions for the Australian Fijians. Tukai Seru, a converted try. The Fijians lead Australian Fijians 14-7 at halftime. Contest is for the Tambua Trophy, and Fiji, the defending champions, against the challengers Australian Fijians. Orisi Kunaleva. Tukai Seru over the 10, and Tukai Andami, but Samu gets him this time, and then a little kick through there from Seru Rongo, and back there for Fiji was Jonah Ngeo, and Jonah did well to take that on the half volley and then dive over. Really looked dangerous as Seru Rongo, the fast Australian Fijian, was breathing on Jonah's neck. Half a minute into the second half, and the Australian Fijians applying pressure early, Elisa Saukuru to fit it into the scrum 5. Fijian front row. In there and out for Saukuru. Into Tukai Seru it goes. Over the top to Uluivunda, and Uluivunda goes through the gap but throws it wide. Held Fiji quickly over there. Jonangio gives it out to Simoni Rokini. Rokini infield, and the Australian Fijians knock it over the far terrace touchline side, and it will be it came off Fijian player, it looks like, and is giving the throw in to the Australian Fijians. I thought Rokini's pass was tipped out by the Australian Fijians, but it's the other way round. So it's Orisi Kunaleva to throw it into the line. Kunaleva throws it in. It's stepped on the Australian Fijian side by Somaisue, picked up by Fiji, and Viliame Satala will go through all the way. Tukai doesn't want to give him a chase, and Viliame Satala will go into open scoring in the second half. After 1 minute and 45 seconds, Tukai makes it 19, rather it's Vili Satala that makes it 19 points to 7. From the line out, Somaisue got the tap. Elisa Saukuru couldn't gather that, and Somaisue fast enough to pick it up and hand it over to Vili Satala, and Vili Satala went in to score the try. Serevi has converted Viliame Satala's try, and the Lautoka men really turning out the goods that is needed for here, and Fiji now lead with 2 minutes gone, 21 points to 7. We wait for Serevi now to restart play from the centre, and Serevi lifts it up. A high one it is. Apolosi going for it, but it's Bruce Raunge that touches it backwards. And Samu Somaisue takes it away from the Australian Fijians. Vili, Simoni Rokini looking for Serevi. Serevi now gets it over the top, goes Serevi. He's found himself in the clear, but Rongo there gives it away, turning out into Samu Somaisue, and the now combination is hitting Fiji into the limelight here, and Fiji doing well in the 3rd minute. Samu Somaisue's try takes it on to 26 points to 7. Waisele Serevi over the top. It does that so well, timed it enough. Seru covered him, but as he turned around, the attention on Waisele Serevi, and Samu came around Serevi to take that pass and go in to score. Serevi now has converted, and that takes it further in front. The Fijian tally, 28 points to 7. Serevi kicks off now. 4 tries to 1 at this moment. 28 points to 7 Fiji lead, and a free kick to the Australian Fijians out on the 4. So Serevi, like a captain, quickly now taken Josateki Somaisue. Somaisue brings it across into Raunge. Raunge taken in a good tackle by Apolosi Satala and held in the middle. Penalty to the Fiji side, and Serevi says, take your time, give it to me. Don't hurry up with 4.5 minutes gone. Serevi to angle his kick over the grandstand sideline, and Serevi, like a genius he is, puts it outside, right on the 10-meter mark in the Australian Fijians half. So that's the change. Tony Vudu at the back of the line in place of Somaisue. So Vili Satala now slots in at hooker, and Vili to take his first throw into the line in the final. Right on the 10-meter mark. Apai and Somaisue gets the touch to it. Kunaleva out to Tukai Seru. Tukai turns infield. Apolosi takes him in a bumping tackle. Saukuru manages to get it across wide. Seru Rongo. Oluivunda now outside. Jonangio takes him in a good tackle. Dumps him to the ground. Seru Rongo takes off now. He's the fast Australian Fijian, and he has Serevi to contend with. Good tackle on him by Waisele Serevi. And Serevi takes ball and men outside on that far terrace side. And Serevi has improved a lot. and Sirevi, as far as his tackling goes, good one on that far end, and Seru Rongo couldn't do anything. Just a tap on Sirevi's head. 28 points to 7, 6 minutes gone. Fiji could well be on the road to retaining the Tambua Trophy. Infringement in the line there by Australian Fijians, a penalty to Fiji, and Fiji to take it, Fero with ball in hand. 6 minutes gone, 28 to Fiji, 7 to the Australian Fijians. Simoni Rokini, Waisele Sirevi now, inside the 22, Sirevi manages to find the gap, going through Simoni Rokini. Rokini bumped over the grandstand sideline by Oloivunda. So a shoulder charge there, and the referee didn't like that and gives a penalty to Waisele Sirevi as Sirevi drives it now. Deep inside the 22, 7 minutes gone, the Australian Fijians running out of time to Kaiseru. Over the 22, he tries something there against Fero, but Fero knocked it through. The advantage to the Australian Fijians. Bruce Raunge can't go through. Into Elisa Saukuru. Saukuru turns, leaves it behind for Kunaleva. To Kaiseru, swings it back on the 22 and taking off is Joe Oloivunda. Oloivunda coming through to Kaiseru. Couldn't take that one. Vili gets it and he drops it to the ground. And the referee says, come back. And Apolosi been penalized. A penalty to the Australian Fijians. 8 minutes of play up on the clock in the second half as Tukai Seru drives Fiji inside the Fijian 22, but the ball won't go. It's over the try line and Aparosa will wait there before touching it down, and he picks it up. He decides to make a run, and through he comes. He's got Sirevi in support, goes through himself, caught by Somai Suet, down to the ground. And Fiji turn it away. Sirevi, he did well on that occasion to turn away with the ball. Gives it out wide to Fero Lasakavimbao. Fero now gives Bruce Raunge a turn to chase. Bruce Raunge falls down. And Fero turns away. Apolosi Satala in support. Sirevi there. Sirevi a short one. 5 inside his own half. Sirevi over the top. He throws a one hand into Aparosa and Doni Bodo. Fiji's got 3 players outside Doni Bodo. Doni Bodo turns and away from Tukai Seru. And Aparosa goes in to score the try and makes it 33 points to 7. A romp for Fiji in the final. It was a bit tough in the opening 5 minutes, but now it's all a one-way traffic for Fiji. 9 minutes gone, and there we see Aparosa catching Tukai Seru on the wrong foot, and Aparosa and Doni Bodo in for the try. Sirevi has converted it, and now Fiji lead by 35 points to 7. That was the 5th try for the Fiji side from Aparosa. And after turning around 14-7 at halftime, Fiji has now certainly retained the main title with a 35-7 scoreline with half a minute remaining on the clock. Sirevi now lifts a high one up, Joe Somaisue. Referee says free kick to the Australian Fijians. And Abisai Ndriu is... It's a scrum, brother. It's not a free kick. It's a scrum to the Australian Fijians. A scrum to the Australian Fijians, and this might just see the end of play. There's the full-time hooter. Will he give a chance for the scrum? Yes, he does. So last piece of action as far as the final is concerned, and quickly coming through, Elisa Saukuru. Saukuru's got Ndriu outside. Ndriu over the 10. Outputs from Benny. Infield it comes to Oloivunda. And that's the end of it as Rokini and Saukuru came in with the tussle. Fiji has retained the Air Pacific. Fiji International Sevens with a scoreline Fiji 35, the Australian Fijians 7. Fiji turned around leading by 14-7 at half-time. For Fiji, tries to Simoni Rokini, Viliami Satala, Samu Somaisue, Apro Sandoni Buru, and Fero Lasanga Bimbao. Waisile Serevi, the captain, converted all 5 tries. For the Australian Fijians, a single try and the conversion of it by Tukai Seru, the skipper. At half-time, Fiji led 14-7. In the end, Fiji, the winners of the Air Pacific International Sevens here at the National Stadium in Laucala. Fiji 35, Australian Fijians 7.
Things are going on tonight.